At only 27.5 feet long, we're able to get a sofa, dinette, and double over double bunks all in a floor plan without a slide. And sometimes that's what you want. You don't want to have to worry about a slide. You want to be able to have full access to the fridge and your bathroom and your beds at all time, and you get that in the 2025 Coleman 23B. On top of that, it is super affordable. So let's start off kind of in the living space, because that's going to be kind of the crown jewel of this one. And that starts right here with the dinette. Now, you get a campsite dinette, which is always going to be preferred because, I don't know about you, but I would rather see out to my campsite than look out at my neighbors. And I think most people would agree with that. The other nice thing about this dinette is there is easy access storage underneath. Now, while you don't have any drawers or anything, what they did, and it's something so small, but for me, it is just such a point that they are paying attention to the little things. They velcroed the back so you don't have to fight with this when accessing the storage. And you can see the storage here, again, nice and easy to get to, and you have that on both sides. Also, you will see the huge window, again, to be able to look out at the campsite. But part of this living space is not just going to be the dinette, it's also going to be the jackknife sofa. So with this one, again, even though it's slideless, they were able to fit this in, and this kind of creates like your midship space right here. Now, this isn't, they're not the first ones to do this floor plan. They're not the first manufacturers to do it, but I think they did it right, because there's generally two schools of thought when you do the midship sofa, and one is exactly what they did. Have it nice and open, have a privacy curtain that can close across, but it really opens this space up. The other school of thought is to put a wall here and have permanent privacy, but that makes it feel a lot more closed in my opinion, and I think they did the right thing. The other thing you'll notice about this, the center console drops down, so you have some cup holders right there, and this is a jackknife sofa. Great thing about that, one, take a look at all the storage space you get underneath, right? Tons of extra storage, and this does drop down for additional sleeping space, so you get that as well. And then we move into the kitchen with the large single basin sink, 3 full extension drawers, and massive kitchen window. The kitchen in the 23B just has everything you need, and that all starts right here. A lot of times in this floor plan, they give you a much smaller sink. If I'm going to have an option between a 3-burner or a larger sink, I personally am going to choose the larger sink every time. Let me know your thoughts. Would you rather have the 3-burner and a smaller sink? I'm honestly genuinely curious, because I personally think this is the right way to go. You'll also see a high-rise faucet in here. As I mentioned, that 2-burner cooktop, but it is flush mount. It's recessed, so you can have the glass cover there, so you can utilize all this as prep space when the burners aren't in use. Then underneath is going to be your microwave, some additional storage here under the sink, and take a look at the drawer space. 3 full extension drawers. I love how the bottoms are nice and finished off as well. I think they just did a fantastic job, and you have magnetic catches on there too. Then you have additional storage right up top here. So again, even though it's a little bit smaller kitchen, they did a great job with the storage space. But my favorite part of this whole thing, look at the size of that window. Now, I know I said earlier, I don't necessarily want to be staring out at my neighbors, but this right here lets so much natural light in during the day, especially with the window, with the dinette there. This whole thing lights up, and if you don't want to run the 15K AC, you can just open these windows up and have an awesome cross breeze come through. You will also see right over to the side, this is going to be your 8 cubic foot, 12-volt compressor-driven refrigerator. So not only is this a little bit bigger, because, normally if it was going to be your gas absorption, it'd only be 6 cubic foot, so you're getting 2 extra cubic feet there. But on top of that, it cools down so much faster. You don't have to cool it down the night before. You can honestly just put stuff in there, travel to your destination. By the time you get to your campsite, the fridge is already going to be nice and cool. Now, this, of course, is a family RV, and as part of that, you have to have bunks. And right here in the back corner, you have what in the industry we call double over double. What that essentially means is instead of being a single bunk, you get a double wide bunk. The great thing about that is if you have older kids like teenagers, or if you have adults that want to stay, they're able to do that in these bunks. There's also USB ports, both USB-A and USB-C, a window up top, and take a look down below. There is massive amounts of storage down here. They kept that whole thing open. My favorite part about it is that there is access from the outside too, so you can quickly and easily utilize this entire space. The bathroom features a large shower with an on-demand water heater, as well as a vanity with storage underneath. So let's talk about the bathroom on the 23B. First of all, you will see at 6 foot tall and about 200 pounds, I have so much legroom in here, great shoulder space, not going to be a problem at all. I can sit here in my office for quite some time and read a book. You'll also see the vanity over to the side. There's good storage underneath, enough room for a bathroom trash can, which I super appreciate. And you'll also see there's a heat duct run in here, so the bathroom is heated. Of course, you'll notice your plug over to the side, and as most outlets will be, this one is pre-wired for the inverter if you choose to get that. You also see the tankless water heater control right here, so gone are the days of a 5-minute hot shower. You basically have a near limitless hot shower, and that's going to be on demand. As for the shower itself, you'll see I can turn sideways in here, might lightly brush the curtain, but not bad. But at 6 foot tall with the skylight, I can stand in here. If you're much taller than that, you'll probably have to duck down. Now, as we talked about earlier, in the bedroom here, in this floor plan, you have to have some kind of separation of space. And because they went with the half wall to open this up, in that place, they give you a curtain. And again, I think this is the better of the two options. I'd rather have this nice and open than have it feel closed off and, I don't know, a little more claustrophobic. You'll also see the RV Queen right here in the center. My favorite part about this, though, is all the storage underneath, and it's super easy to access. I love that it's cut out right here. So if you want to put shoes under there, you can. If you want a laundry basket, you can slide that under there, or just use it for whatever storage your needs you have. Again, I think that's fantastic. On both sides, you will see nightstands as well as USB ports. And once again, you have the electrical outlets. Those are pre-wired for that inverter if you do choose to go with the Solar Flex system. Both sides are going to be wardrobes, nice deep shelf up top, so it is very usable. You can put some smaller bins up there. And if you want TV, right here you can see they have a backer in it, so you know where to mount it. Connections are going to be right up on the ceiling. So let's get into the weights on the Coleman 23B. So your unloaded vehicle weight or your dry weight is going to be a little under 4,500 pounds. GVWR, you're looking at 6,500. So with that kind of weight, you're probably going to need either a luxury mid-size SUV or a full-size SUV to be able to tow this one, or of course, a half-ton pickup. Now, right here on the off-camp side, you will see the vent for the tankless water heater. Again, that is a great addition. Near limitless hot water with this bad boy, as long as the water coming in isn't too cold. You'll also see both freshwater inlet as well as your city water connection will be right over here. Now, as we come around to the front, you will see your two 20-pound propane tanks with a cover. And then right down behind that is going to be your oversized battery carrier. You can see that you have enough space straight from the factory to outfit it with 2 batteries, which I love. You also see here on the frame that this one comes with the solar prep. So if you have like a portable or oftentimes called suitcase style solar, you can plug that in and be good to go. With that in mind though, again, this one is Solar Flex ready. So if you want a roof mounted solar panel, you can have that with the Solar Flex system. And as we talked about inside, in addition, you can have an inverter installed. So all of those are already pre-wired, all those outlets will run off that inverter. Another thing I want to hit on is the fact that all your exterior lights are LED. Not only does that make them nice and bright, but it also means you're not going to have to constantly change the bulbs, which is awesome. And take a look of that pass-through. I mean, speaking of awesome, this thing is huge. I love how big this door is too, because you can actually fit a full-size cooler in here, which, you know, again, is something that, especially when you have kiddos, you're going to be carrying some bigger things than a lot of things, and that's going to be a great feature to have. Something else you'll really like is right underneath here, the fact it has a propane quick connect. So you can connect your favorite Blackstone or Coleman grill, be able to cook outside nice and easy. And then right up top is going to be a 16-foot power awning with LED light strip on there. That, of course, does cover your main door, just provides plenty of shade for your campsite as well. Now, for the entrance, you do get the extra large foldable grab handle here for a little extra control when entering the RV, which is fantastic. And then right outside is that electrical outlet. And once again, this one is also pre-wired for that inverter, as I mentioned, if you do choose to get that Solar Flex system. Coming around to the back, we talked about this when we were inside, but you can see right here just how great this extra storage space is. And this is the same size door as we have up front. So again, a full-size cooler can fit back here. And the fact you have this extra access means that you can store so much more while you are traveling, or before you travel, rather. Coming around to the back, you will see a couple different preps. You have your ladder prep on here for the Lippert on-the-go telescoping ladder, because it is a fully walkable roof, so you can get on up there. You'll also see backup camera prep, and again, if you do get the Furion camera, this is a plug-and-play system, folks. You legitimately take out 4 screws, take the camera, put those 4 screws back in, and you have your backup camera. It's fantastic. You also see the outside shower with both hot and cold water access is on the back, which is a little more rare. A lot of times it's on the off-camp side, so this just makes it a little bit easier to access, which I like. Then, of course, the square tubular bumper is located right down below. On the off-camp side, you will see the cable inlet located here. Your termination, sorry, they're a little dirty. It's been out in the lot, but you can see the termination down there with both your black and gray tank valves. Your 30-amp detachable power cord will go right here. Now, the thing I love about this one, though, is it's super affordable for the family. You don't have to worry about a slide. You get full access while it's in travel mode, because it's always in travel mode. And the fact that it's so affordable means you can get a great camper for the family at a great price. If you're interested in this one, you can click on the link in the description or simply stop into your local Camping World. But this is one you'll definitely want to see.